I want to be vulnerable with you guys to let you know that the progression and the stages that I've had to go through, everybody typically has to go through. So my question that I want to implant as I'm kind of telling this story is, how have you been playing small? That's my question. You came here and you have these kind of goals and these ideas and these kind of plans, right? You want to take some of Dave Sharpe's infinite knowledge and download it into your business plan, and we're going to 10x it, right? But my question is how is your current business plan actually really pretty small? That's the question. That's the big question. And that's one that needs to marinate for a second, you know? That deserves some attention.
Hey, what's going on? This is Dave Sharpe. Welcome to the Legendary Entrepreneur Show. Hope you enjoyed the clip. Listen, I wanted to talk with you about not only how and why people play small, but I also want to give you 2 things to implement immediately that can help you stop playing small and play bigger, not only immediately, tangibly, physically, actually play bigger as far as what you're doing, but also how to think bigger. I think that oftentimes entrepreneurs, when they start their business or when they move into a different season or chapter of their entrepreneurial adventure, that oftentimes we shortchange ourselves. And let me tell you what I mean by that. If you would have asked me back 5 years ago, Dave, what are your dreams? What are your aspirations? What is your vision for what you want to do as you further your entrepreneurial career? I would have told you something much smaller than what I've actually been able to achieve. I would have said, well, I'd love to have a company that does $1 million or $2 million in sales. That would be just fantastic for me. I would love to be able to have, 100 to 200 just solid, loyal customers. I'd love to have, a few thousand people following me on social media. I mean, back then, that was a dream to me. That was just alone doing $1 million in sales was something that was just a huge aspiration. And over the course of the last 5 years, I've been able to do 100 times that or more, 150 or 160 times that. I'm working right now on my 3rd $1 million company, and that's all right in my early 30s. I've been on this journey for about 5 years. 100 or 200 customers, I've been able to generate now well over 220,000 customers, right? Tens of thousands of people regularly opening emails and watching videos and engaging with my content. I've had the privilege and the blessing to be able to speak to tens of thousands of people all over the world. I mean, speak to audiences of 5,000 plus. I've been able to do events in multiple countries, from Asia to, America, all over the United States of America. So not only when we just start out do we think small, but also when we transition over into a new phase of starting a new business or reinventing our business. Oftentimes we look at other people and we compare our insides with their outsides. And here's what I mean by that. As we look at Facebook and we look at other people's videos and we look at screenshots and examples and launches and all this different kind of stuff, and we look at people in results or their demeanor and we say, wow, I wish I could be like them. But what you're doing is you're comparing how you feel with how they look, and forgetting that they're also a human being and they also have feelings and fears and goals and aspirations and dreams, and they're most likely probably also playing small or thinking small in their business as far as what they want to do. So it's a very dangerous thing to compare our insides with other people's outsides. That puts us in this comparison mode to where we're dehumanizing everything around us. We're forgetting that we're all really starting at the same place and battling the same demons, which are really not external. Entrepreneurs so often get caught up in this, well, it's me against the world. And it's really not. It's more me against myself. It's me against the thoughts that I have, the comparison demons, the desire to people please, the selling out on my true purpose, right? And just settling with something that's more comfortable because I know that I can succeed in this, but it's not really what I want to do. It's not really what makes me fulfilled. And oftentimes we put income before impact, realizing that income actually follows impact. That when we get in our purpose and we actually start doing what we were born to do, working within our unique gifts, that's when the income actually really starts to happen. So what I want to do is offer you two things that have helped me a lot over the course of the last several years of building my businesses and learning, of failing, of succeeding, of making a lot of mistakes and having a lot of victories in business. And the first one is what I just mentioned, is don't compare your insides with somebody else's outsides. Okay, don't compare how you're feeling with how somebody else is looking. If you need to put yourself on a Facebook ban, do it. If you need to unsubscribe from people's email lists, do it. If you need to really protect yourself by making sure that everybody else's agendas and really you don't mentally and emotionally and spiritually put yourself in a mind frame to where you begin to beat yourself up and shame and blame yourself because you're not as far along as you think that you should be, or that, wow, you'll never be able to achieve what they're achieving. So don't compare your insides to somebody else's outsides. The second thing that I want you to remember is that everybody who you see out there doing something fantastic, doing something big and impactful and making a lot of money, they all started out at the same place. One of my favorite things to say is that we've all got to walk through the front door. Nobody comes in through the back door or through a window. Everybody has got to walk up the same set of stairs. Everybody's got to walk in through the same door to get to that level, right, of being an entrepreneur, of success. It takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of extra hours. Being an entrepreneur is not just about, hey, I'm going to go sit on the beaches somewhere. It's being willing to do what it takes. And people who succeed have done that work, and it's just a fact. I've seen it over and over again. And the people who are looking for the pie in the sky or the overnight success are the people who continue to struggle year after year and wonder why it never works out, right? So put your heels in the dirt and prepare yourself for this season of your life, that until you become successful and get to where you want to get to, which again, that's a rabbit hole too, is because once you start making a certain amount of money, you want more money. But to get to that first level or get that first surge of momentum in your business, understand that you're going to need to plant your heels in and come through that front door just like everybody else did that you saw or are seeing out there succeeding. And the third thing that I want to offer you is that really, really understand that the people who you surround yourself with, the people who you're getting information, your mentors, your coaches, your trainers, are everything. They're everything. The people who you surround yourself, where you're getting your information. A lot of times people are just saying, well, I'm an entrepreneur and I don't watch TV. I personally don't. So that's part of my story, is we canceled cable and we've got TV, but it's just for Netflix and Hulu or whatever else. Right now I'm watching Seinfeld, right? We'll go back through and we'll watch nature shows or something cool like that, a movie here or there. However, it's not just TV that is really poisonous for us. It's also the people who we surround ourselves with. And that's not to say that we've got to go and cancel out all of our friends and go on this journey of isolation until we finally find our entrepreneurial friends at the top of the mountain. It's just that we've got to be conscious and be careful of the things that we're seeing, just like back to number one, being a comparasite. We've got to be careful. If you're comparing yourself too much on Facebook, you're going to have to put yourself on a Facebook ban, right? If you're constantly beating yourself up and shaming and blaming yourself because you're looking at everybody else around you saying, why am I not there yet? You've got to take some actions to set some boundaries in your life to, make sure that you're not going to do that to yourself. So there's lots of different ways that we play small, and it's not what everybody thinks. It's not just, well, I'm playing small, I should make my income goal 5 million instead of 1 million. It's not really that. It can be, how am I playing small by comparing myself in a way that's unfair to myself? How am I playing small by not challenging and stretching myself to hire mentors? You guys know that I have a coaching business and my clients stretch, right? They come and they say, I'm going to put down and make an investment to grow. And when they come into my programs and my events and workshops, we go to work because I honor that commitment that they made, because they're one of the few out there in the marketplace who is serious enough to make that investment, to put themselves around somebody who has been where they want to go and who's going to challenge them in a way that's going to really be a catalyst for growth. So understand that success doesn't just happen. It's not just stumbling upon something. It's very strategic. It happens for a reason. And it happens because we start to guard our mind and be very careful about the things that we let in, and also be more self-aware of the thoughts that we're having. I've got to be aware if I'm comparing myself. Oh crap, I'm in this comparison mode. And oftentimes you'll feel it in your stomach and in your chest. You'll start to feel like, ooh, that doesn't feel good. So start to pay attention to yourself and look at your eyeballs and your ears as just the way that you would look at a baby, your child, your daughter, your son, trying to protect them from harms and keep them out of harm's way out there in the world. Do the same thing with your eyes and ears. Make sure that you protect that. And I think if you do those three things, then you'll be setting yourself up for an amazing, long-lasting, income-driven, impactful, and wildly fulfilling career as an entrepreneur. And I can't wait to see you at the top and to be a part of your success if I have that privilege. This is Dave Sharpe. I'll talk to you soon.